Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Live. I thought I'd just jump on today and do a quick video with you. So I've got this amazing piece of content that I was so eager to share. So I thought I'm just going to jump into the group and do this, give you this and share this content with you because it is gold. So if you're watching now, please write in the comments that you're here. If you watch later on the replay, write #replay so I know that you've watched. And if you have any questions, please write them below because I do love a little bit of interaction. And today, I'm going to share with you my framework around how to get back on track after the Christmas holidays. So if you've been struggling to get back, if this is your first week back into exercise and you're struggling with energy, with sleep, with just getting back into that routine, I'm going to give you a 10-step framework on how you can achieve your goals. So before we get into the framework, on Friday I'm doing a Facebook Live in this group, how you can create lasting change, and I'm super excited about that. I've been preparing that one. But today, this is just a quickie, giving you 10 steps on how you can then get back into a routine. And it is 30-day experiments. So for 30 days, you're going to conduct an experiment. So if you remember when you're in high school and you did the science experiment and you had to come up with a research topic and then you had to write a report about it and what the problems could be, and then you had to do the experiment and then write a report, what you discovered during that experiment, then, you had to share it. So this framework is very similar to a science experiment, but it's with your health, your fitness, and your mindset as well. So step number 1 is to find a research problem or a question. So that is, what do you want to achieve? What's your problem? What's your goal? What do you want to change? So just for 30 days, we're going to chunk our goals into 30-day blocks and we're going to find out what we want to achieve. So I'm going to use the example of fitness, right? Diet and getting healthy back on track, because we probably all have put on the COVID kilos and the Christmas kilos, and maybe your goal this year is to lose some weight and get fit, get back and be healthy. So step 1 is, what's your problem? I want to get fit. I want to lose weight. Great. Step number 2. You need to define your variables. So I've got my notes here because I just wrote it out and I'm super excited and I want to make sure that I give you everything. So define your variables. Now, variables are anything that might impact the outcome of your experiment. So what is going to get in the way of you achieving your fitness and eating healthy? So it could be like, you might be restricted with time, the kids are on school holidays. These are all the excuses that you make as to why you haven't started or you go off track, all right? So write down every single excuse that you have. These are your variables. We need to sort this stuff out to get to the next step. So write down your variables. Step number 3 is you need to develop a hypothesis. Now, a hypothesis is an assumption or an idea that is proposed for the sake of argument's sake, so that it can be tested to be seen as true. So we're going to write down your outcome. So what do you want to achieve? What's the outcome of getting fit and eating healthy? You're going to have more energy, you're going to have better sleep. Write down everything that you want to achieve. Yes, this is only 30 days, but it is an experiment, all right? So you want to write down your outcome. What's the outcome of you doing this experiment? Step number 4 is conduct research. So research what you need to do to make this experiment happen. So your commitment. So if we're looking at exercise, so what's the goal? Is your exercise. What are your variables? Maybe it's time, family, maybe it's just your laziness, all your excuses. The outcome may be you want to improve your fitness and you want to be able to run 5Ks easily. The research you need to do behind all of that is, okay, you need to know, how am I going to run? You need to learn how to run. Maybe you need to seek a personal trainer. Maybe you need to look at getting some new shoes, some socks. What kind of clothes are you going to wear? Don't dwell a lot and go into the deep, well, you want to go into the deep details because you want to get this experiment off the ground. We don't want to put all the research and bury ourselves in the research to start with, right? So you just need the basics. Maybe you need a strength program to go with your running. So you're doing all the research, it might take about half an hour, 15 minutes, depends on what your goal is. So once you've got all of those things, so for me, if I was going to do an experiment and my experiment was I'm going to learn how to run in 30 days, what can I do? Well, first thing I would need to do is find someone who knows how to run and that could teach me. Maybe I could join a running group. I would look around, go on Google, running groups. So there's park runs, free runs in the area that you could join. I would probably get a personal trainer and they could help me with a strength program. So when I do start running, I'm not going to hurt myself. And I've got that accountability to keep me going with my experiment. So these are all the things that I would research. So step number 5 is to select an experimental design. So this is the how. How are you going to do this experiment? Are you going to join a gym and learn how to run on a treadmill? Are you going to go join an outdoor running group? Are you going to do this on your own? How are you going to conduct your experiment? Are you going to join with friends? Are you going to get people around you? How are you going to conduct your experiment? So step number 6 is to standardize your procedures. So this is going to be chunking your time into daily activities. So if you're watching me now, welcome. I am going through a 10-step framework on how you can get back into a routine by doing 30-day experiments. And we're up to step number 6, and that is standardize your procedures. So this is chunking our time into daily activities. So daily action steps that are going to help you get closer to your goals. So you're going to need a journal for this experiment, all right, or a calendar or something that you can have with you and you're going to write down. Step number 7 is choose your participants. So whenever an experiment is going on, you usually have participants in there. You know, you got studies and everything like that. You are the participant, but are you going to do this with a friend? Are you going to do this in a group, or are you going to do this by yourself? Make your choice. That's an easy one. Step number 8, you need to conduct the test. This is it. You need to collect the data. So now you've got all the research, you've standardized your procedures, you've chunked everything down in your daily action steps, you know how you're going to do it, you know where you're going to do it, you've got your variables, you've done all the research, you've already know your outcome. This is it. It's time to conduct the test. And when we conduct the test, we also want to collect data along the way. So for 30 days, you need to journal. You need to write down, okay, day 1 is I'm going to go for a walk, 5Ks. This is the route I've chosen. It's 5Ks around my house, or it's 5Ks along the beach, the cycleway, wherever you've chosen, or 5Ks on the treadmill. And you're going to conduct the test. So you're going to walk the route first, and you're going to get the feel of the area. And then you might write down in your journal how that 5K felt, all right? How you were breathing, how your body held up. Did you have the energy? What was it like for the rest of the day? You can collect your data. That's the important thing here. You do need to collect the data. And then you'll do this every day for 30 days. Then step number 9 is to analyze the results. So you need to journal the progress, which we said. And then at the end of the 30 days, you need to review and analyze. So in the 30 days, what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your experiment? What can you keep in this experiment? So if you go do the next 30 days, what can you learn? So maybe during that 30 days, you learned how to run, that maybe you learned that when you're running, it's more about the psychology, not about the fitness. So what can you learn, and what can you take into the next 30-day experiment? What do you need to change? So what didn't work during that 30 days? So in 30 days, were the shoes that you had not the right ones? Were you getting blisters? Were the socks the wrong ones? Write all of this down. You would have collected all this during your experiment. And then what can you change? Maybe you need new shoes. Maybe you need new socks. Maybe you need a new area to run in. Maybe when that 5K route was too hilly, maybe you need to go somewhere more flatter. All right, these are the things that you need to analyze. So when you do your next 30 days, you can conduct your experiment in a different way. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's just insane. So step number 10 is to share the results. So you want to share the results with your friends, with your family. It's important to celebrate the wins of your experiment. So you can write a post on social media, tag me in as a friend after you've watched this video. I'd love to have your experiments show up on my newsfeed. And when you share your results, you're celebrating your wins and your achievements. So what did you learn in 30 days, and what can you take into the next one? and celebrate what you learn without being critical or judgment of yourself. So that is all from me today. If you're watching later on the replay, please write any comments, any questions, and start conducting your 30-day experiment. So that is all. Bye.